Soman. No, Soman was hurt in this.
So everything in my body grew later also. Like didn't grow that much, but grew later. Not everyone can have everything.
Okay, anyway, let's move on from this topic. Hi guys, welcome to my podcast. Today we have Kaira Chetnani with us.
Hi.
Hi Kaira, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you, Jans?
I'm good. How are you feeling now?
I feel it's like so surreal because every time we plan to do the podcast,
Yeah.
something or the other has happened. We were supposed
Yeah.
to shoot it a week ago,
Yeah,
and then I don't know what's just it was not working.
Are you like nervous? Because I sense like you're really
very nervous. Like you have no idea.
nervous. Just be chill. It's fine. I want your true personality to come out.
If it gets true,
I want like the HSC kid to come out.
let me punch you now.
Okay. Okay, so
yeah.
today I wanted to talk about like your tennis journey. I feel like you're like my only friend who's like pursuing tennis like professionally.
Okay.
So I want you to like share your like journey. How has it been so far for you? Like with like school now, college, like how you're managing tennis. And I also like generally want to talk about like how girls are like just brought up, like what's going on in your life. So I think like it's like so different for all of us the way like we are brought up at home and everything like that. And plus like you pursuing such a professional career at such a young age, like how has it like shaped your your beliefs, how has it shaped your personality overall? So I just wanted to start off with like who introduced you to like tennis?
So my father introduced me to tennis. He started actually he used to play tennis when he was in his childhood.
Oh,
And
uncle's so cool.
yeah, he actually wanted to play cricket. Then he
Mm.
came to tennis because we have a tennis court in our building. And then eventually he always had that thought, like, he always tells me and my mom that, if she had a son, I mean, if they had a son, he would go into cricket. And if he had a daughter, and if like
That'd
he
be-
has me,
Yeah.
that she's gonna go into tennis. So yeah, and we have a tennis court in our building. So similarly, when I was introduced to the sport, that's how I was.
And did
introduced.
you like it initially, or was it just because like you were kind of like put into it?
So I feel like because I wasn't introduced to any other sport, and like I'm very hyperactive as a child. Like I
Mm.
am hyperactive overall.
I can see that.
Yeah. So I felt like something that was exerting my hyperactiveness. So I just enjoyed it.
Oh, because I would like assume that moment like you got into tennis, like your whole life was only about like tennis.
Yeah, it was 100% only about tennis. I mean, like a major part of my life, I feel like I've invested it only in the sport.
Like how was like your school life? Like was it difficult for you to like make friends, like considering like did you even attend school?
No, I hardly attended school. Like
Mm.
hardly. I'm not like I didn't attend, but like it was very minimum. And yeah, I mean, I didn't have a problem ever making friends because I'm a friend. I have like a friendly personality and stuff like that. So yeah, but I feel like because you're an athlete, I'm just giving you an example. If there are 8, or let's take a month, you attend school like 5 days in a month.
Damn.
So yeah.
You attended like 5 days in a month.
Yeah, yeah.
How
And now I come to college all the time. So for them, they are like, "What's wrong with her? Like, is she faking being an athlete or stuff like that?" But yeah, it was like this.
But like, how did you like manage? How did like the school even like give you like permission?
No, because if you're playing at like a certain level, the school
Mm.
tends to give you permission for like.
So I'm
Mhm.
assuming like your friend circle was only mainly like the tennis
Yeah,
circuit and everything like that.
a lot of it, but like I'm very close to my building friends also because
Mhm.
we've been like growing up since childhood. I mean, I don't think I have too many school friends. I mean,
So you
yeah.
you first like pursued like tennis like here in Mumbai, or like was it somewhere
Yeah,
else?
yeah. I started my tennis journey from Mumbai,
Hmm.
particularly again in my building, and then eventually it went on to. Uh, I mean, I went to Pune. I trained in Pune for like 4 years, and then I'm back in Mumbai.
Okay, so now how has it been now? Like, are you like still pursuing it, or is it just like you're on a break since like you've resumed college and been so regular?
Yeah, so basically, I mean, I know it's just like a weird thing, but I was supposed to go to the US, as everybody knows,
Yeah.
but my visa got rejected.
I think you told this whole story the entire college that my visa got
Yeah,
rejected.
so getting back to the topic.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I was already up. I got into a D1 college. D1 means more tennis, less academics. I was going on a
Oh.
good scholarship and
Hmm.
everything, but unfortunately, because the visa got rejected, um, I I'm in this college right now, and I just don't feel like I needed a break basically,
No,
because
that's
I
nice.
felt like it was so much on me.
Hmm.
This sport can be very taxing, especially when you have a lot of expectations from yourself.
Yeah.
It's not only expectations from other people, but I feel like it's more expectations from yourself.
Hmm.
And like, I mean, I'm always that type of person. I mean, I put too much pressure on myself. So like, I just felt like I needed that time off. I needed to get like back to myself. I wanted to enjoy life a little bit,
Yeah,
see
actually
the
be like a teenager.
yeah, like see
Yeah.
the college life. I mean, yeah, and I love studying. I mean, I've always wanted to pursue studying. That
Complete opposite for me. Yeah.
I mean, that was my first priority ever since, I don't know, eighth, ninth grade. I remember telling my mom this also, that, I don't know if I want to be a professional tennis player, but I think I 100% want to like pursue my education.
That's really nice because I think a lot of people like treat sports as an excuse to like not pursue like academics, and it's like a really good excuse for them, right? Because if you're athletic, then why care about studies?
No, I mean, I've used that excuse a lot. I'm not denying that.
Hmm.
I've used my that excuse like a lot. Like, when if I didn't score well in my exams, I used to be like, yeah, I've gone for a tournament, so yeah, I couldn't do well. But I mean, eventually, I just realized that unfortunately, India doesn't give us the opportunity to do wonders.
So like, who was like your role model, like general? Who do you look
I
up
feel
to?
like it's my parents. Like, I'm not even like being thing about it, but like genuinely, I mean, the hardships that they have been through, I feel like looking at them, I feel like my hardships are like just this tiny.
Yeah,
So
because
I
I've like not seen like a lot of parents like being so like supportive about like you pursuing a sport and just like keeping the academics on the sideline, like from such a young age.
so just getting back to that, my mom isn't like that. She was since day one. She's like, I don't care a damn about your sport. I
Hmm.
need the marks. I need you to better score properly.
Yeah.
And my dad was like too chill about it. He's like, it doesn't matter. So yeah, because like I believe the reason why she said it, and I completely agree with her, that the sport, maybe you could be the best in the world, but one day you just get an injury, you can't
Yeah,
get bread at home because
like
of that.
the
Yeah,
lifespan of like you being
and
even
whatever
alive.
it is,
Yeah.
if you're the best player in the world, you're not the best player in the world, education holds prime
Yeah,
importance.
just something to fall back on, right?
Not even fall back on, it's just like I feel like education makes you such a complete person
Hmm.
apart from the sport. I mean, I give my sport 100% respect for who I am today. The discipline, the resilience, the perseverance. I feel like that's something that built me to be who I am today. I mean, when I come to class today, when I was at my sport, like when I used to go for tournaments and all, I used to not see the difference between other children and like us athletes. But now that I come to college so regularly, I
Hmm.
understand the difference between,
Like a commoner and a one who like,
yeah, who
yeah.
is an athlete, not just like that, but like whoever has played a sport at a
Hmm.
professional level or at a certain level which is higher than just school level. I
Yeah.
feel like it makes you so much.
Like,
What?
do you feel like when it comes to like procrastination and everything, like that's like no excuse for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it is what it is. Like, even you keep telling me, don't you tell me that, it's okay, live life a little. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, it is
I
what
think
it
you need
is.
to take a chill pill. I think that's what you have to learn in college now.
Yeah.
To just take a chill
No,
pill.
I don't. Johns, what do you think is different about like an athlete, like now that we're so close, you and I?
Like, I think what's like different is like obviously competitiveness.
What
Like
we
like commoners have it in common is like we just take a chill pill. Like we let things go. I don't think you like as an athlete like you lose one game, like it's gone. Like you gone.
you gone. I take things too seriously, but I
Yeah.
feel like I take it too seriously. It's just not like the athlete part
Like
of
even if
me.
it's not counted, like you take it too seriously, like the test.
Yeah. Now
Like
that my mom will
no.
be like, पढ़ाई भी नहीं करी, tennis भी नहीं कर रही है,
No,
तो फिर क्या
but
कर
I'm
रही
just saying, like,
है?
talk about that, right? Like like, how is it at home for you? Like, is it always like your parents like, yeah, you have to study, you have to do this, like, don't you think like that's like little, like toxic for you?
I feel like um I mean, my parents, especially when I started the sport, when I was playing it when I was in the under 10s and under 12s and 14s, they put a lot of pressure on me to perform. Not because of
Yeah,
anything, but just because I was doing well at that point. I was doing really well for myself. I was in top 10 in India, top 5 in like top 3 in Maharashtra. I was doing really well for myself. So they always felt like every match was like, it's the world, if I lose it, the world
yeah,
is going to end type of thing. So I feel like that was something that impacted my mental health a lot, because I
Yeah.
felt like I always had to prove myself to them every match by match. And then eventually, when time comes, you become more mature, you understand, you see that maybe you can't do what you can every time. And plus, they also grow, na? Even
Yeah.
they grow up over time.
I feel like parents obviously they have like the best interest for us, but I think the way they were brought up is very much like when in our parents' generation it was just academics.
Yeah.
Like, and it's obviously like three career choices: they become a lawyer, an engineer, or a doctor.
In fact, in my household, it was my dad only was a businessman, and for my mom, it
Yeah.
was like she always had to be a housewife. And my dad's dream was to be a sports person. So he felt that I was leading his life.
Yeah.
So then he obviously, because he wasn't that present when it came to the sports part of it, as in like he had to go to office and stuff like that. So my mom used to travel with me a lot. So for me, like she understood eventually, that I put so much pressure on my child, and the sport is not worth the pressure. Your child's life is more worth the pressure. But till then, it was done too much damage. So yeah, I mean, I understand it from their point of view also. Even like they invest so much in the sport.
Yeah, like how much money, bro? Like
A
I would.
hundred, yeah. So they invest so much in the sport. They require the child
So
to
like,
grow. I mean,
what do you think like parents can do when it comes to like helping their child, like motivate them? I think they do that, right?
Yeah.
But they do it in a very negative way where they like start comparing you with your
100%.
peers,
I
or
was just gonna say
like
that.
I think like they feel like the moment you compare them, like it's gonna be better because you're gonna be more driven. But I think like that has obviously a very negative impact on you. So like how do you think like parents should like approach this aspect
So when
when
you're
it comes
talking
to like motivating you before a match or like before a big
in
test?
general, so I feel like even like when my mom and I discuss about it, even with my dad, like today when we get calls from parents who want to just join the sport, they want to put their child into the sport, they're so passionate about the sport.
Yeah.
They feel like tomorrow they're going to become Serena Williams. It doesn't
Yeah.
work like that. It's a big journey, it's a long journey. You need to give your child that time, that space. Maybe everyone has their own talent. Sometimes the sport isn't their talent, or maybe if
Yeah.
it is their talent, they're not bought with that mindset. I feel like more than anything, understand your child, listen to them. Like listening to your child is the most important. I mean, maybe maybe like one of the coaches say he's really good, but he's not running on the court well, he's not putting that much hard work. But I feel like it's so important for the person to listen, and most important, don't compare ever. That's the most disheartening thing for anybody, is to get compared by someone else.
Especially like their best friend,
And
because that comes in the way of their
not
friendship.
even best friend, just even comparing them to their previous self. Maybe
Yeah.
like when you're 16, your parents compare you to when you were 10 years old. That's very different.
Yeah,
Especially when you talk about it, when you come to the sports part of it. Maybe in your under 10s and under 12s, you're like peaking, but by under 16 you're not peaking, because everyone's grown, the sport has grown. It's so much more than
and it's
just.
also like your commitment, right? Like you're talking about something that you're supposed to be committed for like 30 years.
And it's so monotonous.
Yeah.
Every day you get up in the morning, you go for the sport, you come back home, see, everyone has a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I feel like even if you're a player, you should give the person a chance to have that lifestyle. That's so important. If you subject the child only to the sport,
then
they
it's so
get
limited,
very
yeah.
saturated. And I feel like if you want to be in the long run, it has to not have that saturation point.
Don't you feel like because you had like so many restrictions when it came to like the way you ate, how you slept, the routine that you had, like kind of like
Yeah.
deprived you of like what it felt like to
Yeah.
be a child?
And like now I'm going insane.
Yeah.
Like I sleep at
Oh,
like
Pepsi
bloody hell.
addiction is too much.
I sleep at bloody what 2 o'clock now. No, I'm telling you. So I feel like I wasn't that bad. I've always been a really skinny child. Okay, I've always been on that underweight category. So yeah, and my mom is always like, ah, chill, she's that Bandra type now. Yeah, okay, whatever, have it. And my dad's like, no, you can't. There's no way you can have it. So then I remember like I hadn't had cold drinks till I was 16 years old, and then on my 16th
That's
birthday,
insane.
then on my 16th birthday, my dad's like, "Here, take a sip of Coke." Until today, I have it like I don't know how much, but like yeah, I've reduced it.
So I think
Dad,
like,
if you're listening, I've reduced it. Daddy, shit's over. Yeah, genuinely. But yeah, I feel like these are certain things. But I have always been that type. I'm very health conscious in general only. Like
So, were you like ever like bullied because you were like underweight or like skinnier compared to like your other friends when you were
A
playing?
little bit, but like I'm that type. I care a damn. Okay, like I could give
Hmm.
two shits about what you think, but like I
Because
think
like, don't you think like insecurity also affects your
a
game?
100%. I don't think it affects your game, but it affects your overall being. It just I
Yeah.
feel like because and I was always like, and my dad always used to tell me like, you don't have to hit the player, you have to hit the ball. So if the player
Yeah.
is like 7 feet also, but you're like
Hmm.
5 feet. And first though I was thin and short. I was really short. I hit puberty really late. I
Yeah.
hit puberty when I was in the 10th grade.
Hmm.
And before this take, she said that 10th grade was 14 years old. So yeah, uncle, if you're watching this, her math is crap. I don't know how she topped our math paper.
Okay, moving on. It's okay.
Yeah, but like overall, Jans, I feel like because I was so thin and like other people were way muscular, and I've been told a lot, like every tournament I have gone for, they're like, oh my god, you're so skinny, you're so this, you're so that. And like especially when my under 12s and under 14s, I used to always hear it like, how is she gonna play, like how is she
Yeah.
gonna hold the racket's bigger than her. And my mom used to take it very personally. She used to get
Hmm.
really think that she's really thin, she doesn't eat that much and stuff like that, so she used to pusofy everything in my mouth and stuff like that till today. I mean, we have like today in the morning only, my mom was telling me, see, you're looking kitni patli ho gayi hai and stuff like that. So yeah,
I think
weight.
it's like just the Indian household. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
and plus,
So okay.
no, but wait, I want to ask you something. Have you ever
Hmm.
been bullied for like your height and stuff in school or like in college or
Yeah, I
by?
mean, I was like bullied. Like, people make remarks and everything like that, but I never really took it that seriously. Like, obviously, I've had my insecurities and everything like that, but I think you can just work through it. Now, see, like, there was a period of time where I felt like really ugly,
Yeah.
right? So then, from my way of like having a USP was just like, oh, I'm smart. Like, that's why I put a lot of pressure on myself for like academically, like I have to do well, I have to do well. So I had something unique about me. But I felt like that was so toxic because then I'm just like, why? Who am I trying to prove? Like, I have had friends who are struggling with their weight and everything, the way they
I
look.
mean, I know a lot of people like who have issues with their weight, but at the other part where they feel like they're overweight,
Yeah.
and I feel like weight is such a broad subject.
Not only that, if you fat shame somebody, it's body shaming. But people don't understand that skinny shaming is also body
Body shame.
shaming.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
people are just like,
That she's skinny
I
and
literally had like a lady come to me and she's just like, you're this thin.
no, all
Like
my
so
life it's like
thin.
this.
Kitni sukdi hai.
Nahin, I can touch this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this. Oh, bloody hell.
Like,
Yeah, you can touch it. Like, that sounds like a you problem, skill issue, and leave it. Getting to the most serious point of view, but I feel like something like the weight insecurity, whatever it is, at the lower end or at the higher end, is something that is genuinely a problem for everybody. And I
yeah.
feel like that is something we shouldn't neglect. I'm not saying that you should sit and be like, how can someone like stop the other people to fat shame you? You need to start being more aware about your insecurities, in my
Not
opinion.
only aware of your insecurities. Now, suppose if you're just too skinny or just too fat and it's affecting your health, then take action because that's not normal.
And
But
I
we
don't
all
feel
come in
like,
different shapes and sizes.
yeah,
Yeah, like
no
what's the
one
big
should
deal? Now,
define
ek
you.
pimple aa gaya. Oh my god, my
Mm.
life is over. Like, what's the big deal?
I'm not
Like
commenting on this topic.
you grow to just like not care so much about
No,
it. Like,
I feel like everyone keeps saying that you shouldn't care about it, you shouldn't care about that. But like, I remember I used to go to a psychologist, sports psychologist, okay? And he used to tell me that, you're on the court and it's 6-all in the
wait, like
tiebreaker.
1 second. Like, why did you like go to like a
Psychologist. So
psychologist?
basically, I was dealing with anxiety, a lot of anxiety,
Performance anxiety.
performance anxiety, overall anxiety related to the sport, where I got few panic attacks and like I wasn't very doing very well mentally. So my coach suggested that, and every time you're not performing at the level, unfortunately Indian coaches thinks it's the mental problem. Sometimes maybe it's just not a mental problem, they just feel you're wrong, you're mentally
Yeah.
wrong. Maybe you're right, they don't know how to work towards it. So he used to tell me that your mental state is only dumb, like you don't know
Yeah.
what you're doing, you don't understand the sport, we have told you 1,000 times that it doesn't matter you win or you lose. So I feel like, firstly, Indian coaches, Indian parents, everyone, you yourself, there is peer pressure. Okay,
There is,
maybe
yeah.
maybe your coach says it doesn't matter, you win or lose, your parents say it doesn't matter, you win or lose, but when you come out of the court now, you have thousand friends around you who
Yeah.
who will say something ki kisse haar gayi, like I've heard that so many times, that who did you lose and come to, and then people talk. Okay,
Yeah.
and that is something I feel like other people neglect, and you can't let go of these things. You can't be like you shouldn't listen to them.
Yeah,
No, it
that's true.
affects
It
you.
affects you, especially when they're friends who are talking
Yeah, it's
about
your
it.
own
Yeah.
friends. You want to perform, you want to be there the next day, because you lose, you are out, right?
Yeah.
So you want to be there the next day, have the fun, hold that trophy in your hand. If for me, it was more about how my friends would think if I would lose,
Right.
and how would I feel as a person. Like, you work so hard day in day out. I mean,
And you
I'm
just want to be recognized for whatever you're
not
doing,
only
right?
recognized, Jans, you feel like you put so much into the thing religiously, and for what? To lose in the
Yeah.
first round. And then that's where self-doubt starts arising. More than trusting the process, input driven, just be proud of yourself where you are.
It should just
However,
be like from
yeah,
within, right?
from within, you need to,
Mm.
whoever says whatever. I mean, like, I know this is the most difficult thing, and I've eventually realized, maybe like today, if you would have had this podcast with me a month ago, I would have been like, I don't know myself today. I'm not saying I know myself right now. I mean, I don't know myself right now also, but I feel
Mm.
like I'm a more stable person today.
And also, like, you've become more self-aware right now. You're
Yeah,
saying you've
and I
dealt with
feel like,
anxiety and everything, so now you know like what's the worst that could really
yeah,
happen.
so I feel like more than that, um I feel like life is more important than
Mm.
just the tennis court.
Yeah, it's beyond it.
It's
Yeah.
way beyond it. I feel like there are so many other important aspects in life that comes to your relationships,
Mm,
your
that's true.
friendships, your family, your academics, every single thing. And it's not just for an athlete, it's even for a you know person who goes to colleges. If they're not doing well in a paper and all, I think life is so much beyond that. I
And
mean,
like, what do you think about like, you know, like tennis as a sport? Like, is it fair to like girls and guys?
yeah, so getting back to that, I feel like tennis for boys is a completely different sport than a girl. I feel like the word tennis for boys is only different and tennis for girls is only different.
Hmm.
I feel like it's,
Like, how is it different?
yeah. So I feel like for
Very
boys, more physical demanding than for the women. I mean, like, it's another ball game for the men. It's so much more rigorous. There's so much more competition, and unfortunately, I feel like our Indian genetics aren't that demanding to the sport.
Hmm.
I'm sorry,
Hmm.
I'm being brutally
Yeah.
honest about it. I feel like the we start peaking after 25. These
Hmm.
people are peaking at their 18s
Like
and
who, like the
19s.
Americans and all.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Europeans and Americans. And I feel like Indian mental, like, being is basically like, you have to do your academics and you have to
Yeah.
do your sport.
Too much pressure.
I feel
Yeah.
like we need to choose one line. I'm not saying that if you choose tennis, just like go mentally bashing on that sport. Like, I know so many people, Jans, and it's so pathetic today, that who have literally left the sport, left the books and like their education, and put their hands up like, my child's gonna do really good in the sport. Have zero education. I feel like that shouldn't be the case.
I think it's more about us not being able to balance our life.
Correct. There has
Yeah.
to be a balance. Like, I
I would
feel like
recommend
when
like
everyone should make sure their academics should be intact, but it shouldn't be the major
like
part.
you shouldn't be like failing it, obviously. Yeah.
Not failing it, but it shouldn't be your major focus. Then you focus on the
Right. I
sport.
think like even like parents when they're guiding their child through this journey, they should also mentally make up their mind saying that ठीक है, if they're pursuing this is it. I'm gonna fully go in and support them. I feel like even parents are very iffy about it, like, oh, but like they need a backup. Like I'm not quite sure if they'll be able to do it,
Yeah.
in the long run.
And
So Kyra, what was like the dating scene when it came like you playing tennis? Because it was very different in like school.
first, you tell me how was it in school, and then I'll tell you how different it
I
was.
mean, not too much, but like obviously, like those like PTA and shit like that. Now somebody's friend will date somebody else's friend.
That was so very common.
So,
That
a
is
lot
a
of
very
things.
generic everyone thing.
I mean, yeah, and it was not like too much. I mean, at least I didn't. I mean, how much ever I knew from school, like, it was just pretty chill.
Pretty chill in the sense.
Like, you like meet each other in school, and then obviously because of proximity, you see each other every day, then you start liking each other, same classes. It was more like that. Like, what about tennis?
I feel like it was a little different here, because everybody doesn't, they meet each other for a week. and then you go from one tournament
Yeah.
to the other tournament, and you tend not to meet the person. It's generally long distance until you're not in the same academy, but still you need to not keep that high level of proximity, because Indian coaches can't still get used to the fact of dating. It's still, that's the very big problem over here. So I feel like it's very on and off.
What
And
about like your dating life?
non-existent. It's not even there.
What's like the worst like dating experience like your friend has gone through then?
I mean,
Like when it came to like tennis and shit like that. Any lafda?
I have lot of lafdas. I mean, in the sense like people are cheating as if like it's like
That happened in
bluffing.
school also,
They
yeah.
were bluffing. Fucking, I don't know what are they on. And it's that they think that the other person is not gonna get to know also. You're playing the sport so much, they take this as their relaxing part of it. Like they can't take tension. Like there's so much
So
tension to
they
be
basically
already.
treat like dating as like the distraction.
It's
that they
like your
need.
stress release.
My God, ew.
It's nothing. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not long term, but I feel like it's one out of a million who think of it as a long term thing. And I feel like, because I don't blame them. I mean, you have so much stress at the sport. This is your fun part. You enjoy it. And I feel like they don't put too much stress into it.
Any, like, what's like the worst rumor that
Oh
you
my
have
god,
heard?
I've had worst and worst of rumors. I mean, every tournament I've gone for, I've heard something that I can't believe also I'm doing. I mean, I can't imagine also I've done something like that, and I'm just shocked.
And did your like mom buy into it or anything?
My mom's also heard it. It's not like that my mom's not heard it. Parents have come up to her and told her also that this is happening. I mean, I remember once they were telling me that. I mean, I've always been linked up to somebody, okay, and I mean, like, because of that, and I'm so the opposite. And I mean,
I mean, what other job do they have? Your parents will just keep coming, like they're also getting bored.
no,
I think
my mom's very like that chill type but stuff, but she's heard like stuff like such ridiculous things about like her daughter. There are like, I'm not gonna name anybody, but I've had people come up to my house and tell my mom stuff about me, that your daughter is the one who's behind my guy, and it's actually the opposite. The other person's behind the girl. I've not even like put my interest into it, and come because of their bloody insecurities. Now, if they link me up with somebody, now what have I got to do?
Yeah, that's
Have
true.
you had these rumors in school?
I mean, nothing like related to me or anything, but yeah, I've heard like some crazy shit. Like in school in 11th and 12th, we always had like a division. Like I was in IB and like from A levels. Now A levels had like the most amount of drama going on.
I can see it.
So like I have heard a lot of shit from there.
All of these people have come in our class
Yeah.
only with the drama. I swear.
And in A levels, it's like, oh yeah, this guy went and hooked up with this girl, and they're like in the same class. Like you know, like how the guy like hooks up with the best friend, and the best friend doesn't tell the girl. Like the very typical type. I've heard that.
I've had rumors about me saying that I was hooking up with somebody, and then I hooked up with their best friend. And I'm like, they are making my life sound so interesting. I don't know why I'm not living it.
You know, people are gonna look at the title of this video and be like, why are they 2Ks? You wanna explain why they're 2Ks?
If one more person ever asks me that question, on God, I'm gonna kill them. I don't even care. I'm just gonna kill them. Straight up murder.
But like, what's the reason behind double K?
Okay, Mama, because of you, I have to say this today, but I'm gonna say it. Okay. My mommy's sister is a numerologist. Okay, so she was there for my namkaran. So that time when my mom was said my name, like she kept it as Kyra. She's like, if you had add an extra K, it's more luck. I don't see where the luck is, but
why
sure.
did you add like an extra A or something?
Ask her. Do you think I was? What is she on?
Like, no, because
My
I
brother
remember.
also has an extra K, but I'm so proud that I have an extra K. It looks so sexy on my sign. Like,
No, and like, what was like your routine like before like a big game that you had?
see, I'm very superstitious. Okay, like if I've won my first round match, I will do the same routine that I did before the first round match. That means like if I literally count my step from the bed to the, I won't take a step extra. And like I will take the time record of my shower, everything. I'm very religious like that.
I think for me it was my favorite like pants that I used to wear. I think I had like such good luck with those pants.
Jans, have you played any sport?
No, not professionally or anything, but
Of course.
But I played like in the school team and everything.
And did you ever want to pursue a sport?
No, but my brother wanted to, so like that's why I kept asking because he wanted to pursue
I
like
know.
cricket
The
and
first
everything.
time her brother Hari, if am I allowed to
Yeah,
take
yeah,
his
yeah.
name?
Take his
So
name.
like when I met Hari, the first thing he ever asked me, this is how he broke the ice. He goes like, "You play tennis, right?" So I was like, "Yeah, I mean, whatever."
Because you sound so cool moment you tell people in school like, oh, I play something professionally.
I never told anybody. I don't know where they got to know from. Okay.
Your best friend was there now.
Ah, hi him.
You
So
even
then,
Nazar.
1000%. Have you
Like-
met me?
Like, how do you like make sure like there's no nazar on you?
That is my mom's department. Next time you get her on
Like,
cam,
do you actually like
she
feel?
removes. Essay.
No, but do
With
you
that
actually
nimbu
feel? No,
mud
but
mirchi thingy.
Let me talk. Do you actually feel like the effect of like nazar on you? Like,
I
does it-
am literally the example of nazar. Like my mom every day says that मेरी बेटी पे किसी ने नजर डाली है. Like
Hmm.
I believe in nazar 1000%. Sometimes I believe nazar happens in your own household.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to come from somewhere outside.
Because like let's like wrap this up now, right?
Yeah.
It's becoming too long. So I just want to like end this with like just like a short like rapid fire round, okay, Kyra?
This
give-
felt like a coffee with
give-
Karan moment. I've practiced this all my life for coffee with Karan and I'm doing it on Loki. What nonsense!
Okay, fine. Let's. You
What's
have
my
to.
life
You have to.
reduced to?
You have to answer honestly. Yeah, I know like uncle is here and everything, but like you have to answer honestly.
I'm answering honestly because this is like coffee with Karan. Let me take my Pariniti Chopra moment. I want to give a disclaimer that to all the people watching
Guys,
this,
she's obsessed with coffee with Karan,
I
by the
have
way.
to give a disclaimer to all the people who are watching this, especially the people you know who I'm talking to. This is not subjected to any person in particular, any answer. And Mama Papa, I have not done this. I'm just trying to make this very cool, okay?
Okay, fine. Let's start with like the first question, right? What's like your idea of a perfect like first date?
Idea of my perfect first date. So I feel like on my first date, I should be like I'm very like this, huh? I love the nitty gritty of it. So I would like to be taken in a nice car.
Oh, you
minimum.
want like fancy shit?
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
I don't settle for less.
More like materialistic, please.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
please, okay?
Hmm.
A nice car and then nice dinner. Then after that, arcade and then like those gunshot things and dashing cars. And then back home because I have to be home before 9:30. See, Baba, you heard?
And like, what is like the best or like the worst pickup line you've ever heard from a guy?
I remember there was the funniest pickup line I ever heard. So that they are asking me, "What are you doing?" So I'm like, "I'm studying." So then he goes like, I wish that one day I could study you completely." I was like, relax. I was like, block. Report.
Have they like slid into your DMs or is it just more like upfront?
I have had both. I've had
Uh.
weird pickup lines upfront and both also. Like very bad
Yuck, bro,
experiences.
yuck. And like, would you like rather date somebody who's like funny or like who's smart? Or is it just looks for you?
Stop. No, I think looks is important. Just saying.
Just asking, kind
And I feel like smart and funny is important. But like, what if the person's like funny but is like dumb? Like I
That's
want to
true.
name someone.
For
but
me,
what if someone's
intellectual.
smart? I want like
Sarita's laughing so bad at the camera.
now. Like for example, now I'm just giving you an example of a girl. Okay. Now Sarita.
Okay, if you could pick anyone like real, it says real or fictional here, but I'm saying real, to go on a date with, who would it be? Don't say Peter Long. I'm gonna slap you.
AP, if you're seeing Loki, I Loki want to go with you. I want to be with you.
What's your go-to dance move? Tawa tawa.
That's the worst.
Then
And then
okay, cool. And would you ever want to like become like famous?
yeah, totally. My
Like the
coffee with
attention?
Karan dream is not over now. I'm not stopping
Like,
rapid
but
fire
don't
on
you think-
Loki,
but,
man.
Okay, Kyra, that was really fun to like talk to you about like tennis and everything like that. And I really hope that you enjoyed it too.
Yeah, I loved it. Jans, I want to say thank you so much for having me on your podcast. This is something that I've always dreamt of doing, or coming and talking so much and yapping. And I feel like just one more thing that, Jans, I'm repeatedly saying this, but I'm so proud of you for what you've done
Thank you.
today. That's something I'm genuinely, you're like someone I look up to now for something to get
Damn.
out of your box. I mean,
Damn.
I'm
Thanks.
very that type of person to be in my comfort zone. So yeah, and one more thing, if you guys liked it, I think you guys should have one more with me, because this is like therapy.
Of course, of
Very
course.
therapeutic.
I'll surely have you back on my channel.
Yes.
Okay, thank
Bye,
you so
guys.
much.
Bye bye.
Thank you so much for watching this episode, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.